So, now, abortion as a topic in general, it's kind of a polarizing topic. I mean, you just make a comment on the one stance, and everyone will either support you or oppose you based on how you feel about abortion. Doesn't matter what else you think about, doesn't matter what else you're running on, guns or drugs or whatever. So as long as you got that abortion one, it goes one way or the other, and you've got the same people every time. It's the perfect crush, man. And it's a point that will never be resolved, and it'll always divide the crowd. And then when you think about the abortion concept, it was never really a big thing. Sometimes in like higher status people, oh, the shame of being an unmarried woman with a child. But as far as like poor people go, like it was never really a freaking thing. It was like rich people problems. Um, but we have it big time, and it's pretty much a side effect caused by poverty. And yeah, no shit, but poverty isn't, it's something that we created ourselves. We caused it by mandating a higher wage than the value for the tasks done. It's like no one ever thinks about like how much would your job cost to do somewhere else? And before all this globalization stuff, it did take a good amount of time and money to move something somewhere else and have it you know dealt with. Modern day, man, that shit can be across the world in like 24 to 72 hours. It can go on the slow boat and still be there in a week. Shit, the fast boat used to take at least 2, 3 months. So start bitching, give us more money, give us less work, give us more money, give us less work. Like, fuck you and your money. We're gonna send your work somewhere else, have someone else do it. It goes cheaper, rolls over, and then you start having all the poverty problems. When you're poor, you got to have money to survive. That's all there is to it. Like when you have money, you get to have options about this stuff and that stuff. But if you're poor, it's just survive or survive. There's no failure option. So I mean, like, think about this, right? If you have a woman or a man and they're looking at her belly and their bills, wondering how they're going to afford both of those, or you got a man and his wife looking at her belly, smiling, go, "Yeah, I did that. That's mine." Yeah. See, there's a complete different bit on when it's expected and you can afford it, and when you're like, "Oh my God, shit, son of a bitch." And you see, if you have the money, you just have the baby. And if you don't have the money, you start wondering how the hell you're going to get the money, or how the hell you're going to get rid of the baby. It's how it goes. I mean, and like if you fix the problem though, like what platform would you stand on? Like how can you be in a pro choice or a pro abortion or a fucking pro life or what the fuck ever? And you know, you fix the problem, oh, what are you gonna run on? What are you gonna bitch about? What are people complaining about now? Oh shit, they got past the abortion topic. Now they're looking at the financial reports on where we misspent all that money. Keep them bitching about this stupid shit while we do stuff over here. It's like take a look into the drug market, right? Now, if you're old enough to remember 9/11 and you're relatively shady, you'll remember that there were no drugs for like 3 months after 9/11. Like you could not find weed anywhere. There was nothing aside from some random stuff that came from inside the country at the time. But that wasn't shit I wanted anything to do with, and a lot of people didn't either, because like who the fuck wants to smoke banana peels? Like fuck. Um. So But if you stopped the drugs from coming in, just think for a second. How many jobs would you lose? How much money would stop going around? You have your corrections officer, your treatment therapist, your pharmaceutical production, not to mention your various drug dealers and everybody else in different ways that money gets spread around again. So you've got all these different people who are getting fed off turning your kid into a junkie. Like, how is that not in their best interest to turn your kid into a junkie to make all these jobs and move all this money to have pressure in the economy? And I mean, you'll say it's great for the economy, but I really liked being able to go into public and hang out without worrying about sitting on a fucking needle. Um, and then you got like the financial genius of the crystal queer concept, a little fucking narcotic shard that turns you into a non-breeding little, I don't want to say those words. But You got a working body, spends all of its money on grown-up things, adult things, cars, games, computers, this, that. No kid shit. With no wife to spend his money. It is his money on his stuff all day long from now until the day he dies. Financially fucking brilliant. And he dies, like, there's nowhere to leave anything to. He's got no family that likes him. His friends are all dying with him. And, like, there's no children. There's no family. There's no nothing. It all gets put back in and resold or trashed or whichever. Any real estate, annexed, good to go. Absolutely freaking brilliant from a financial point of view. Now, a lot of our problems stem from money. Like, no shit, right? Now, the only way to fix the money problem is to internalize our production. That's legitimately the only way to fix it. Like, think about North Korea and South Korea, right? Now, like, back in the 80s, they were both technologically pretty much the same level. I remember being there in, I think it was 86. Thatched roofs. You couldn't drink the water. Not really that great up there, technologically speaking. But they just started receiving contracts for toys for, like, Tyco, Bandai, Namco, all these little electronic digital kind of computer chips, or, well, not computer chip, but circuit board type of bits of work. And those jobs came from America because the Americans wanted more money to do it. So the Koreans took it. And now you got Samsung, you got all the various programming bits. A lot of it's just cell phone stuff. And where did all that money come from? From producing goods to sell to our market. Now, we did that partially as a bet for communism versus capitalism, which gets into the whole, like, the people want capitalism and the oligarchy wants communism. Because who doesn't want godlike powers, right? But if we want any of these weird-ass topics that we're always bitching about forever and a fucking day to go away by any regards, we just need to put production back into the United States. And now it sounds easy. That ain't easy. That's a giant fucking problem because all the financial disincentives. Oh, you can't do this. You need the fees, the zoning, the tax laws, the da. Oh, you can't fucking afford to do it. We literally law crafted ourselves out of being able to do internal production. And if you think back to about 100 years ago or so with the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression and all that shit, how did we get out of that? Workhouses. 3 hots, a cot, and a paycheck. Yep, you're pulled away from the cities. Nope, you're not getting any dope. No, you're not getting any booze. There's some food and snacks and smokes there. There's a fucking place to sleep. The galley is over there. And here's your fucking factory job. You get your money up, you get the fuck out. We're hot seating this shit until all the junkies are off the streets. But that's just stage 1, you get that production going. Stage 2, you get the next production going. But you can't even do that type of workhouse like we did last time we had this problem about 100 years ago because it's illegal. Yep. You are taking unfair advantage of the working class person. Yeah, I shit you not. And that's what really grinds my gears. Now, if you're wondering about my personal opinion on abortion, I do not approve the action. However, I greatly disapprove having abortion as a black market commodity. The thought of some dude fisting a chick with an ice pick in his hand, trying to fucking line up on the cervical canal, not cool. Do not like that at all. So, you know, I just don't like it as a black market commodity. I also don't like it being subsidized. I don't think that you want to do that. Fucking go do that your goddamn self. Pay for it your damn self. But I don't think it should be a crime. But we definitely need to take care of what causes the symptom, especially if we're going to bitch about the symptom. And that's just my opinion. So y'all have fun. Toodles.